My goth DJ figured out something about my soundboard that I had plugged in wrong, which was nice because then now we can. There was like a gentle hum when you turn it up to, and it's like it's still a little there, but it's mostly gone now.
Yeah, some not I don't think this affects your business or whatever, but one of the bigger nights you had that I was here, some of the audience noticed the hum.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Bert, when he was here, that's when they noticed the hum.
Wow. What a crazy event for someone to actually notice the sound of a humming. They came to watch a schizophrenic black guy and he had audio complaints. Anyways, speaking of, I mean, it is crazy I wanted to start today's episode by thanking the voice that you guys hear that you don't see, Daniel Sanker, for not being retarded. I have a real cohort of, it's not just that I bring black schizophrenic guys in. I think maybe surrounded by schizophrenic people at some points, and it is getting exhausting. So thank you for not being that.
You're welcome, first of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, I didn't mean to tell you this, but it was just a thought I had is I came to hang out on your birthday. I knew I was just going to do a stop in. I'm like, let me drop by a little gift. Birthday. And I remember as I was sitting there and we were cheersing a shot for your birthday, I looked around and there was a couple of normies, right? Pretty normal guys or whatever. Like DeWitt was there, for example.
Sure. Good example of a normie.
Yeah.
Can't hug anybody, can't make eye contact.
Yeah. But
comparatively.
He's socially acceptable. Socially
You
awkward.
can leave DeWitt alone in a room he won't burn it down.
I'll say this. Most comedians like DeWitt. Most comedians from any walk of life. Yeah. So there was a couple DeWitt type people, but I looked around as the cheers was happening and I go, there's at least 6 insane people in this room right now. Yeah. I'm like, that's too many for a professional comedian. You know what I mean? Yeah,
it is. Like there's a slip of codependency. Like, listen, we had a whole episode we did of Goblin and Ogre about codependency once. There's an element of that there for sure with things. And listen, I also have a really hard time specifically with what we do. If I was in an office setting and there was this many salivating fucking mongoloids around, I'd be like, what's happening? But this is like, I also get equally frustrated with the amount of comedians I meet who aren't like a problem, Like I think that like this art form has been run amok by people who have like hacked a thing for their own like narcissism and attention seeking rather than like there's a need to do this particular art form. I think we got to get back to, as much as we like to be self-deprecating as comedians, and I don't want to over-aggrandize our importance, but we are artists. Like this is supposed to be like a feelings thing, so like that's why it's like people that are using AI in a way when they're like, like we use AI for our posters in the sense of making little alterations. We use it as a tool, right? In the idea that we have for the overall thing. Sure. But there are plenty of people also just going, "Hey AI, make me a poster with whatever," and letting it just come out, right?
Right.
And it's like that's and obviously poster form is a pretty unimportant part of art. Not trying to denigrate poster makers. I'm just saying the fact that a lot of times with posters, we're just trying to convey information. It's not necessarily the highest art form. Garbage Pail Poppy, that doesn't mean you do great work.
No, but there's a lot of I've done posters for people before. A lot of Canva going on there,
And you use it as a tool, whatever. Yeah. But it is funny that AI is like its main function seems to be in like creating art so far. And you're like, we took the one thing that requires a soul and tried to replace it with the most soulless thing. Like we haven't figured out getting rid of McDonald's employees yet, but we're like, but we could probably eliminate art. Like we could probably just have computers handle art. Anyways. And okay, so this week, just I'm worried that we're just all this incompetent at this point. Like I went to Fido this week. And first of all, the Fido on Queen Street here you have to stand. They made me stand, and then I had to face a camera up at the door, and then they had me take my hat off.
Oh, to let you, like those old school weed spots?
Like, to let me into this fucking Fido store. Because I've had a problem with my bill. I think I've been paying for my fucking phone for like 4 years. I think they just kept charging me for it, and I'm trying to get it resolved.
Right.
But you can't do it on the phone. You have to go into a store, and then when you go into the store, they tell you to call. But anyways, so I go through all this, and my first, your first thought is like, oh, damn, yeah, Queen is kind of falling apart a little bit, the homeless, whatever, there's a lot of theft.
Yeah.
That's where your first thought goes. And then so I sit down with just maybe the ugliest woman I've ever seen in my life. And like, that's fine. Like, listen, it's unpleasant for customer service. I feel like we used to have enough jobs before where we would at least find something to put that lady in the back. But so she's just up front with that fucking face, and whatever, God bless, she has a job. I'm not saying she shouldn't have a job. I just think we should maybe manage things in a way where we hide people that look like her. But so anyways, I'm fairly frustrated going in because I have tried to call a bunch of times. I tried to use their chat service. I've whatever. Yeah. So I'm finally resolved to going into a store, which used to be what you did, but now feels like a nightmare. And which it is, because I've got to do facial recognition software to fucking enter this Fido. And I sit down with this gargoyle, and I'm like, I explained the situation. I'm like, I got this phone, enough years ago. I mean, it's still got a lightning thing, It's still like a 14 or something. I got the newest one when I got it, but like, it's whatever. And I think I'm still, so I just, instead of paying for it at the beginning, I did the pay for it monthly, whatever thing. And I'm pretty sure they've been charging me well past paying off the phone.
Sure.
So I try to explain that to her. And then she goes, we can sign you up for a new plan, whatever. And I'm like, nah, I don't, I just want to know why I'm paying for the phone still. Like, can we do something about, if I've been paying for this for 2 years, can we look into that and maybe see if there's something you can do about the 2 years you charge me for the whatever? And he was like, sir, do you want to call the U.S. again? And I was like, I don't even know what that means. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry I'm doing the accent. I didn't mean to tip this off, but if you're listening in our country, you should know. If you live in Canada, you already know. So, anyways, and that's becoming a problem. Like, there is, I hate to be the speak English guy.
Yeah.
But we are running into an issue of an ability to communicate at some point, right?
Yeah.
Like, it is kind of, and listen, at Fido, fucking whatever, McDonald's, whatever, there are certain things where it's like, if we have some slight miscommunications and I get pickles on my burger, we will be fine. But we had to call the CRA this week about a thing.
Yeah.
And now listen, I know that the term maiden name might be a little antiquated, I guess, is now, because whatever, you're supposed to say birth, because maiden is like, well, you're taking the power away from women or something, or whatever.
But that could be dumber, but yeah.
What?
It could be a dumber thing to care about.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Yeah, maiden name. It can't be a master bedroom because that means slaves or something. So but yeah, it's a primary bedroom now. So it's whatever. You can't understand maiden name to whatever, but trying to figure out what he couldn't understand.
Yeah.
Was crazy. Just the walking back we had to do of and it's just a communication issue. And it's fine when it's customer for some, but the CRA, I'm gonna get locked out of my taxes because you don't know what a word is and whatever.
I wish my dad came from a country whose primary language wasn't English, so that I could say this less complainy. Mm-hmm. But I'm with you wholeheartedly. And even you mentioned food, but I'm like, no. If I go to like an Indian restaurant and you walk in and there's all Indians there, that's their main clientele, and you go and they have a little trouble, cool. I really don't care. I've been there's my parents live near a very large Korean neighborhood, and there's certain places you go in there, they're really excited for you to come into their place, but they barely speak English. Everybody around is Korean, and it just is what it is.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's why they put numbers on theirs.
Right.
Great. Thank
McDonald's is where you lose me.
Yeah.
You know, let's get going with full English. Accent is fine, but full English.
I'll let them have McDonald's, but I think but there's not Shake Shack. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I think there maybe is like a level of paying. Like I've always had an attitude. I very often in my life sat in Tim Hortons's to write or whatever. So I've spent like kind of some periods of my life I've spent inordinate amount of times in a Tim Hortons. And my philosophy of Tim Hortons is you have received what you paid for. Like, this is where you're not allowed to complain about, like, oh, my whatever is a little whatever. It's Tim Hortons. You've made a choice. Starbucks is creeping in. Starbucks is getting shitty enough now for the same reason that I find unacceptable. I have at least chose to go to Starbucks. Isn't that cheap to go to Starbucks?
No.
So if I've gone to Starbucks and the communication fucks my drink order up, then I'm upset. But if I order a fucking whatever, I mean, like I don't have any dietary restrictions, so I don't really give a shit that bad at Tim Hortons. But if I receive something slightly off at Tim Hortons, I consider it the tax I paid for going to Tim Hortons. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of there's a level to me, and also let's be like, who are you gonna put in these fucking Tim Hortons? Like, you know what I mean? Like they would get attacked by Fabian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what the fuck are you gonna like? You can't pay them enough to do that. So it is what it is. But Starbucks, you know, you can make a living off Starbucks. Anyway, so I'm in this fucking Fido, and they can't help me. And I get to a point where I'm just like, okay, well, can I just cancel my, like, account then? Like, I'm not on a plan anymore. I'm not whatever. And then they're like, no, you can't. You can only call to do that. And I'm like, I can't in a Fido store cancel my Fido. Like, whatever. So then I go to phone her, and I'm not a big, like, pull my phone out right away guy necessarily. The cop situation a little different. But, I have an update on that, too, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we haven't talked since we sat with the cop.
You sat with
the cop.
Oh, I know how you sat with the cop. You'll get to it, but yes, I know if you go to court, that sometimes there's a chance.
No, not even court. Well, I'll get to it. I'll get to it after this. But, so how many fucking things happen in my week? I always think I have nothing to talk about, and then I remember that I live 15 lives a fucking week. So, anyways, in Fido, I take my cell phone out to because I just hate being gaslit by companies.
Yeah.
So when the person in the store says you have to do it on the phone, I know that when I call the fucking person on the phone, they're going to say I have to do it in the store. So just for my own sake to not feel crazy, I just want this late. I didn't film her face. It was literally her feet. I was just like, I just want a video of you saying I have to do this on the phone. So that when I call the people on the phone, I can go, sir, I'm literally looking at a video of me in a store with them telling me that I have to call you.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I take that. They just freak out. They're like, and I love the, like, I do occasionally watch too many of those, like, First Amendment auditor guys.
Oh, yeah.
You know, whatever.
Audit the auditor.
And they're fucking obnoxious because they're obviously, like, their whole job is they're just they're lawsuit chasers. They're just hoping to get their rights infringed so they could try to fucking sue. But I just don't want to feel crazy in this situation. But I love that they're like, that's illegal. We're going to call the cops. And I was like, call the cops. Please call the fucking cops. I dare you. I'm like, there's a camera right there. There's like 8 cameras. I was like, I had to take my fucking hat off and take a fucking photo for you to get allowed in the store. So please call the police and tell them I videotaped you. Please. I'll waste my afternoon. And so they like whatever. And then at some point they just go, please leave. And then, so we're like, we go to leave. And then the one lady runs up and locks the door and goes, you can't leave until you delete that video. And I'm like, not a chance, lady. This is nuts.
Not legally a thing.
This is getting crazy.
Yeah.
And you're like, we're going to call the cops. And I was like, please call the cops. This is kidnapping. You're kidnapping me right now. Yeah. Like, you're going to get in so much more trouble. It's fucking nuts. There's no law against videotaping. It is obnoxious to do to people. I just didn't want to feel crazy. I don't want the world's ugliest face on my camera. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I wish I did. In retrospect, now I wish I had a video of this lady's face so we could put it on the podcast and everyone could go, holy God, that was a really ugly lady. But like really, and I don't say this about people. I'm a pretty nice guy about people's physical appearances for the most part. She just was uncannily unattractive. Anyways, they eventually realize there is another security guard, also them, and there is like a store security guard. And this is the point where I realize I'm not taking my hat off and taking a picture, whatever, because people are stealing phones. It's because people must be assaulting these people all day. It's that they're so infuriating. And this is, I'm going to say, this is already going to come off racist anyway, so fuck, I might as well lean in. Indian in particular, I think, and I'm just trying to be charitable in a way, I feel very talked down to by very low level Indian customer service often. The Wendy's right there are indignant. And I understand that part of it is that most of what they serve is homeless people. So like they do work a job that where most of it is just feeding junior bacon cheeseburgers to people with needles sticking out of their arms. So like whatever. I get it. They have to Narcan people twice a fucking shift. But like I'm clearly not that. I'm fine. You should be able to whatever. Is it the caste system? You're whatever Indian enough. Is it just because they have a caste system? But like, wouldn't they be the lowest thing if you work at Wendy's? Like, isn't that pretty bad in the caste system? Or are you just born a thing? I don't know enough about the caste system.
Technically, the problem is because they've left India, I guess technically it's possible that they could be a decent cast, probably not the highest, but like a decent cast, like I forget, whatever. You could be technically they could be princely cast. I forget what they word.
There's like 8 casts or something, right?
I think it was like 6.
Oh, sure.
I think it was 6.
Okay.
But look, perfect example. My ancestors are Indian. There's like the lowest caste is the untouchables, and then there's like the peasants and farmers. Most likely because we were indentured laborers, peasants and farmers at best.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Probably a couple untouchable guineas. You know what I mean? But whatever, peasants and farmers. You could be above that, but technically once you come to Canada, all things are equal.
Sure.
Now you may have been better off in India and stuff like that, but like even my one of my best friends, his family, they have some rich Indians in their family. I don't know what caste he would fall under because they're Catholic, but yeah, it's a weird thing. Once you come here, it's a reset.
Well, but I guess that what I'm saying is not so much about what they were. It's like, is it a carrying on of that mentality?
Yes.
Though?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like I think
think so.
Yeah, but what I just don't understand about it is you work at what's essentially the homeless shelter. Like you're at Wendy's. You're the Fido lady. It's like you're failing at your job currently. Like I'm here telling you, I think you've been stealing from me for 2 years.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, let me sign you up for a better long distance plan. And I'm like, I don't understand why I have to feel talked down to in this situation. And it's crazy. And maybe it has nothing to do with them being Indian. Maybe I'm just whatever. But I just wonder if there's like a mentality there with everything. Because everybody carries stuff from their people. We all do. Listen, nicely with Canadians, we're kind of well regarded everywhere. Everyone really kind of does seem to like us. I lived in England. They're all pretty happy to see you. Once they find out you're not American, they're like, hey there, let me buy you a drink. That really happens. Like that's not fake. That's not like a bullshit thing Canadians say about ourselves. We are actually very well liked globally. So like so I hate that I'm like, Indians are doing the caste system and we're well liked everywhere. But like, do we all carry the Asian people love spitting for some reason?
Well,
like, you know what I mean? Like, and they still all do the squat. Like, we do the things that we do, you know?
Yeah, but here's a perfect example of white people being disliked. There was the greatest protest ever that happened in St. Lucia recently. So in certain Caribbean islands, there's this issue. I mean, it depends if you see it as an issue or them. But the locals see it as an issue. Is white people have been going to these islands now and buying property because they're like, hey, why the fuck am I, let me go to Austin or let me go to St. Lucia or Costa Rica. I know gets a lot of that, right? They go there and they buy property, beachfront property. And then they go, all right, well, this is my beach now, right? Like, you ever seen Super Troopers? And he's like, who owns the beach? Who owns the water? Is it God's water? This is a funny scene.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I actually haven't seen Super Troopers, crazy enough. But
Oh, okay. It's great.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's like their idea is, well, I just bought this beach and this thing. And maybe it is technically listed as part of your property. But they started going, all right, well, you local black people, you're on my property. You're on my, and they're like, no, this is like a St. Lucian beach. It goes on for miles. Like we all party and hang out here, and we have for like hundreds of years. So they've been showing up on these white people's property and playing music and just dancing and having fun. It's great. But that's kind of, I think, Karen-y situations is what some other countries that are not traditionally white are starting to have issues with white people.
Sure.
They go there and they bring their money and Karen-ness there, and it doesn't fit the culture, which I think actually supports your point of there's other people coming here and bringing their Karens of there here.
Yeah.
And they're Karening you at a Fido.
Yeah, and that's like, that is, I will say, the disparity in wealth between the two communities we're talking to. You're the example of the white people. We bought the beach. Sorry, we own the ocean now. And they've inconvenienced me at Fido. Yes, we all carry our problems. We can't. White people are not particularly good at sharing. Sharing hasn't been our strength throughout history. So that makes sense pretty well. And yes, they shouldn't own the fucking coast. There should be a certain amount of it where you go, okay, that's where it starts. You're not allowed to be on my whatever.
I get
but up
certain
here,
feet.
like this is just. So what happens when erosion happens then? Do you gain or what is it then? Oh, the tide's down. I can run. Like that's silliness. But
I think it's also more my issue. This is going to. We'll get back to the Fido. I swear. But
that's pretty much it, anyways.
Well, no. This goes with like immigration in general. Is anyone, and let's not get super white on this side of like you're coming to our country. Don't go to St. Lucia and hate their music and hate that they party on the beach.
Silly.
You went to St. Lucia.
Yeah.
Like I
black
can
stuff.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
When you go there, if you go to Atlanta and be like, I fucking hate ribs and Southern music and stuff like that, you're a fucking insane person.
You know what's really ironic about that situation is that white people from America left and went to St. Lucia to be around different types of black people, and then sort of ironically turned them into black American guys and had them playing music on their lawn.
Music all the time. Yeah.
They sort of turned them into you got to go appreciate the place you're being, and again, go pray in a rug 8 times a day and go do all your things. Just like you gotta, dude, the amount of Indian guys that just drive the wrong way down one-way streets and look at you like you're a fucking asshole,
you know what,
is nuts.
That mic is cutting out again. I'm gonna fix it. I think it's the actual mic cord.
Okay.
Not the mic cord. Sorry, the mic. This is the one mic that I got from the Royal. By accident.
Yeah.
One of my Behringers got mixed up with Matt's.
Yeah.
And this is one of Matt's, and I think this is the one that keeps cocking out.
Okay.
So you talk, I'll fix this one.
Got mixed up with Matt's is probably a way of going purposely got replaced with whatever. But anyways, it's just, it is creeping into where it is like, and I'm not going to say, like, again, I'll survive the experience, but although it is still at this time unresolved. Yeah. But what? Yeah. I'll like this was a few days ago. I'll get it figured out. But and then okay, so this is I forgot that the cop update that we recorded with. Well, I guess we did the Sam episode. Did I have the meeting after fucking Sam? I guess I did. Yeah. Okay. Sunday. Yeah. Right after Sam. Yeah. Okay. So, this one was, I went to the precinct, like the, whatever, is that what we call it? Precinct here.
Sure.
I sat down with the officer that hit me with the car, who had a loved one who died, the sergeant, and the complaint lady, and who I had been corresponding with.
Yeah.
And so we sit, me, Kennedy, these three, and I thought I gave a hell of a speech off the top. Like I gave like what? I thought I gave a really nice like my safety and whatever.
Sure.
And if the roles had been reversed and I had done this to you, my life is over. Like I don't ever probably come back from that and whatever. I think I made the point pretty clear. And then it got pretty obvious. So it's very obvious at this point they're just trying to avoid like legal culpability.
Sure.
Like which is what got pretty frustrating pretty quickly because it's like, guys, we could have left this with just hey man, yeah, that was a little fucked up on my part.
Yeah.
Whatever. Which by the way, that was the first thing that frustrated me is I swore at one point and they did the fucking, it's like you're cops. Like, stop it. You Narcan people. You fucking have homeless puke on you.
Sure.
You whatever. You can hear a swear word. So, like, the first swear word I used, they pulled the, like, again, the customer service lady thing of, well, we can't do this if you're going to swear. And it's like,
right.
Dog, you shoot people in the face.
Yeah.
So, they're whatever. And then so, I kind of say my piece. He's very quickly, obviously, won't say that he hit me with the car. He just says that's not what happened. He was like offended by my insinuation of things, of his intentions and stuff. And I'm like, okay, so what took 35 minutes to write me up 2 tickets? Like if you weren't intending on keeping me there because you knew I was going to a concert and you were trying to just fuck with me, what was taking 35 minutes long? What, like, is this, can you explain it? And it just, everything was deflect. I wasn't allowed to talk about anything that was in regards to the matter of the ticket, just the conduct, which was like,
okay,
fine, because like, whatever, I get it if there's some fucking thing. But at the same time, it would like, they'd use that when they needed to as a way to like get out of talking about something. Like they would talk about the ticket whenever they felt it was convenient. But then the second, if I was in territory of kind of pinning them to something, they would then go, well, this is too close to the ticket. We can't, whatever. So, because basically what they were trying to say is like, I was agitated. And if I hadn't been agitated, it all would have been resolved differently and all and whatever. And I tried to keep reminding them that it's like, I don't have a duty to not be agitated about being pulled over for double riding a bicycle. Like I didn't swear an oath to you. So like that doesn't really matter. And then so they kept threatening to show the video, which was like kind of the whole point of the reason we were there. And like almost it got kind of comical at one point where they were like, they had said it so many times that they were going to show us the video that they like kind of said it threatening again with something, because I would say something and they'd go, well, I think if you see the video, you're going to think pretty differently about that.
Yeah.
And like they had said it by like the 4th time they said it, me and Kennedy look at each other and are like, what is happening? Show us the video then. Like, so, well, that's where we got to. So then, like, after threatening us with the video like 4 times, they finally get to the video, right? Now, it's a 35-minute video, right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, because we were held there 35 minutes. So, I am like, let's just go to the part where he hits me with the car. And she keeps playing it from the beginning, which means we'd have to sit through, like, 32 minutes of him just writing me up a ticket to get to the part where they hit me with a car. And so their claim, they keep trying to, again, they'll go, oh, we can't talk about the ticket. But then the whole thing they were doing with the video was starting it from the beginning. And they kept saying, oh, well, they kept trying to go, you wouldn't present him with your ID, which is an insane lie. And you can and this is where it got moments it was fun. There were moments where the whole thing was fun a little bit.
Sure.
Because I walk up to the car. He asks me what my name is. I say Rob. He's like, do you have ID on you? I immediately go into my cargo pocket and you can see, first time he asked me, right out of my pocket, my ID is right in front of him at the car. And I go, am I being lawfully detained? Am I whatever? Now, we have actually way less rights in Canada than you do in the U.S. A lot of that shit you see in the U.S. where you have the right to know who you're speaking to and whatever. A lot of that's just not applicable.
Non-existent.
They don't have to tell you who they are. It's kind of fucking nuts. But I didn't realize that till halfway through the interaction.
Okay.
Literally, I start saying what's your name and badge number, please? I just want to know what's my rights? Am I being why am I being detained? Anything. You can't. They don't have to tell you any of that. Halfway through the interaction, I quickly chat GPT'd it and then found out They didn't need to tell me that. So halfway through, I started being like, it doesn't have to fucking tell me. It's fine. So literally from asking for my ID to he has my ID in his hands, is less than 30 seconds.
Sure.
The first time he asked me for the ID, it's right there. You can see I'm holding it. I'm not fighting him on it. I literally just ask a follow-up question of am I being detained? What's your name and whatever. Whatever, because I'm being pulled over for a double riding ticket. It's 30. So they're giving me this hard time about it.
Yeah.
And they're and it, again, gaslighting, the fucking gaslighting. Where they're and the sergeant's involved now. The sergeant who was kind of the one guy that seemed sort of whatever in it out of the three for a bit. When I gave the speech, I think he kind of I pulled him in a little bit. He would whatever with it, and he's well, it took you forever to get you or whatever. And I was we watched a video. We all watch a video together where he's holding my ID. I pull my ID out immediately. He's holding my ID. I never say I'm not going to give the ID at any point. I don't refuse. I don't whatever. And they just keep going, whatever. And I'm like, is there a law that you have 45 seconds to produce your ID or something? Or 30, where could I have changed my conduct that dramatically aside from don't ask what my rights are? Because the only thing I did in between was simply ask what my rights are. That you might find that annoying and do plenty of annoying people ask what their rights are and put up a big fucking to-do and fight and whatever. Of course. That's your job. You signed up for it. You have a pension. You signed up to be the fucking guy who deals with crazy people all day. I didn't, and I'm still doing it. So, anyways. 30 seconds to give him his fucking ID. We almost never get past that point in the video. It is just, and me and Kennedy are to a point of just, can we please just get to where it hits me with the car? What are we doing? We're almost begging at a certain point to be I would really just like to see the point where he hits me with the car, please. And so, after... because you could just tell they didn't want to. They actually, and I really thought, because on the phone, they tried to make it sound, they tried to go, because they've already admitted it hits me. They've already said it does. They just started walking it back after a while. And so they, on the phone, they said the vehicles have a tendency to jerk forward, is what they told me. Which just means that hit me.
I mean, but if the vehicle, it's a car.
Yes.
I've driven a car.
Yeah.
I know if cars jerk for what.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm kind of confused on that.
especially when you put them in drive when there's a person standing in front of them.
Yeah.
Like, it seems pretty unavoidable to just not hit me with the car you didn't put in drive while I'm standing in front of the fucking vehicle.
It's not a NASCAR vehicle where they're like, you don't understand how.
Yeah, it's not a magnet train where they fucking released a switch and it started going.
It's a Toyota.
It's nuts. So, can we get to it? And so they made it. So I didn't even think there was a world in which they would just try to not show me the video.
Yeah.
Like, they literally, their tactic here was just, maybe if we could just keep telling him the video doesn't support his claim, that he'll just call it a day
Eventually.
and go home.
Yeah.
So we all, she turns the laptop. All 5 of us get like a nice angle. I wish there could have been popcorn. And they fucking play the video. Now, keeping in mind, there should be 2 videos. There is the body cam footage on his chest, but there should also be footage from the fucking car.
Yeah.
Now, everyone here knows what I'm here to dispute is that a gentleman that works for the Toronto Police Force, Officer Langer, hit me with his car. We all know I'm not here because of the first 32 minutes. Like, the first 32 minutes were annoying, but I think we're all grown up to enough to understand
Yeah.
the part I'm really here about is that you hit me with a car. So, like, the delay and the whatever tactics of all of it, crazy. If you were trying to genuinely show me what happened, you would have chose the video up here from the car, not the one down here on his chest.
Right.
Now, what the video of down here in his chest does show is me, Robert Mayu, a living, breathing human being made of flesh and bones, standing in front of a cop car that appears to be driven by Officer Langer that had just given me a ticket. And then you see Officer Langen's mitt. I mean, like it was a scene from a movie that they were showing you a guy about to hit someone with a car. He puts the car in drive. You hear it clear as day. They might need to work on that vehicle because you heard it real loud get put into drive and then move forward. And this is the part that bugs me the most. If I was lying, my reaction would be, ow.
Yeah. A little LeBron.
You know, like, my reaction, he hits me with the car and I go, good. You hit me with a car now. Are you happy? Why would that be my reaction if I was lying? Who would yell, good, you hit me with a car? Like, it's the most natural, like, watching my reaction. I'm like, yeah, that's probably what I'd say if a guy that just gave me a double riding ticket hit me with a fucking car. That's pretty well exactly what I'd say. They also tried to say I walked back and forth across the car 4 or 5 times. That was the other claim they made. And then we go right to that point in the video, and I never leave the front of the car for 1 second. I literally, I go, you make your job harder for the rest of everybody. Whatever. And then I'm standing in front of the car the entire time, and he puts it in drive and he hits me with it. So we're all sitting in a room in a police precinct, a sergeant, a dickhead, the lady who handles complaints, and we're watching a video of a guy clearly get hit with a car who just happens to be me. And in stunned, kind of uncomfortable silence for a moment afterwards, where we all go I'm kind of waiting to see what happens now because we just all clearly watched me get hit by a car. And then they go, well, there's no clear whatever that there's contact. And I'm like, yeah, because you're watching a video from his chest where you couldn't clearly see that there's contact, but you clearly see a car moves forward. There's a person standing in front of it, and that person's saying they got hit by the car. What more do we need here? This seems pretty clear to everyone that doesn't want to get sued that I just got hit by a car.
Yep.
It's crazy. So now they have suspended the investigation because I have reopened the ticket. So they can now go, oh, well, the ticket's reopened now. We're not allowed to investigate while the ticket's open, which is like, this is just so... What?
It's a game.
It's so many levels of you cannot complain about the police. You can't. It's made to be impossible. And it's so much worse in Canada than it is in the US. And I know none of us want to hear that, but like it is. We have way less rights here. We have no ability in this city to complain about the cops. And the truth of the matter is, you can actually only handle things civilly. And I now understand why the little Asian guy at the fucking City Hall at 10 Armory Street, so I was mad at him because he wrote down the wrong address on a thing, and we've then since figured out he was giving me the address to sue the city. Because he's the only one who doesn't work for the cops involved. The lady who handles complaints has coffee and donuts with the officers. She's not going to do anything about it. Like, they literally kept going, this guy's never had any complaints. He's never had any complaints. And Kennedy was like, well, now he does. Like, I don't care he didn't have any. Of course there's no complaints. No one's going to take 4 days off of work for no results. Like, no one has the time I have to do this. So, like, of course there's no complaints. You can't complain. The only thing that gets anything done, and this is why I got arrested at the G20. I was for sure wrongfully arrested. And I wasn't the worst of it. There were people who just had lunch at Gorilla Monsoons or the Horseshoe Tavern that day that got arrested with me at the G20. That was fucked up. We did deserve like a recompense for that, and we got it. It was nice. But like, I didn't even seek that out. I got like checked in a box for a class action lawsuit, and then like 10 years later, I got a check and didn't die during COVID.
Yeah.
But this, I'm like, I don't need to sue. Like, I don't want to sue. That's craziness. Like, I'm not hurt. I'm not whatever. Like, the only thing that even applies to suing is that, like, at this point, I'm just like, well, he did do it to fucking intimidate me. Like, I mean, he did go, hey, get the fuck out the way. I'm going to kind of nudge you with my car. And that's like a fucked up, weird thing for a cop to do. And like, if you're nudging a dude with your car because he double rode a bicycle, what are you doing at other times?
Yeah.
You know, like, where does that fucking go? Like, so I don't need money from this. But like, ultimately, at a certain point, it costs me money to pursue it.
Yep.
And secondly, like, there is no other recourse. It's kind of just nothing happens or you sue them. And that sucks because there should just be, the LECA should just be a thing where when a situation like this happens, they investigate and they do something about it.
Yeah.
They go, and I don't need to be fired. I'm not trying to put a family on the street. Like, I'm not a psychopath. Like, I just literally, the guy needs a fucking week off and I have to read a bunch of fucking manuals and whatever. It'll probably even be pleasant in a way, but at least it's annoying. And at least he has to sit there and think about me for a week while he does a bunch of shit that is kind of fucking gay he has to do. Like, it's not even going to be bad. It's just going to be gay. I want him to have 2 weeks of gay is all I want for his life.
Yeah.
You know, like.
So here's the thing. This is why I have two questions. One, do you think that would have gone better for you if you were rich and you could just afford a strong lawyer to like, and they would have been like, no, jump to 45 minutes or 35 minutes, whatever it is. Do you think this would, as much as you say there's not much we can do, is that a poor person's answer?
Yeah. And this country does have good, so is America, but in the Western world, we do take care of people in my situation. Like, can I get legal aid? Yeah. But like everything, it comes with it's so much worse to deal with. You know, it's like the amount more now I have to put myself through in time and whatever, just because I'm poor in the situation. I could go get a fucking proper lawyer if I wanted to. But again, this is just also ridiculous that that there's no one that just takes care of a cop hit me with the car, suspend him for a week. That should just be a fucking thing. But the fact that so could I personally, we probably could go handle it with a little bit of money and it'd probably be pretty comfortable. It's going to come back in some form, whatever. If I just wanted to, if I didn't want to spend money on the situation, I could get legal aid, but that's just going to go sit in an office with a fucking crazy lady and whatever, every fucking ambulance chasing psychopath in the fucking city, which I don't really want to do. But I might. Because I'm spiteful and I'm not going to let nothing happen ultimately. So what they've done now is they passed it to another department, but I'm just like another precinct after. So once my ticket is handled on the 25th then of May, another division picks it up and it's like, but you're all fucking cops, ain't you? And it's just, I don't think any of you are going to handle it. So I probably got to go sit in a fucking legal aid office for an afternoon or something and figure it out. And and again, I've said it before on this. There's now the third episode we've handled this situation. It's not until I think about him. And that's so basically when we saw the video of me getting hit with a car and then it was no reaction. I was like, guys, what are we what am I supposed to do here? There's a video. This is a video of me getting hit with a car, and you're just going, no, it's not. This is nuts. And so then I'm like, can we see the other angle? Can we see the other angle? There should be another angle. You said there's another angle. Can we see the other angle? And then they just shut the meeting down. They're like, I don't think we can continue this, whatever. And then walked us out and told me another division would handle it. And so I've emailed them. At this point, I'm letting it go for a minute while I get the ticket handled. I emailed to be like, don't destroy the body cam footage. I just wanted some email trail of, will this body cam footage be destroyed? So then if it is, then there's okay, so why now has it been destroyed when you told me 2 years, whatever. So I just wanted following up on that. But it's not going to, and thank God we didn't get, if they thought that I was heated at that point, if we had to watch body cam footage of him chasing Kennedy around for a while, threatening her, I would have went fucking nuts. So it's actually probably good ultimately we didn't even get that far, because I don't know how to be that dude's now, because now there's a man thing, you know what I mean? Now there's I don't know, I wouldn't know how to handle that, and with him right there and not just sort of want to square up with a cop and a sergeant, where you're this is just you're a grown man chasing around a girl because she was on the back of a bicycle I was double riding. You fucking psycho. Think about what you're doing. I don't have any idea how I would have handled that, and that's literally the only thing that continues to keep me going in this, is just going that's fucked up, and you don't do that to my girlfriend. Hit me with a car, fine, but chase my girlfriend around? No, sir. I say no. Anyways, we should probably handle some world topics before this is over.
Sure. Yeah. I was just going to ask, I thought you had a conversation with the cop.
Yeah, he was there.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was picturing more one-on-one, because one time I got a speeding ticket or something.
Okay.
And the cop, before I went in, pulled me aside. He's like, you're Mr. Sanker, right? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, listen, just agree to this and I'll let this go. He basically said, let's get the fuck out of here and whatever. It was a reasonable deal and I took it or whatever. But that's what I thought you had, a heat talk.
No, so because I have that trial for the ticket. This was literally just supposed to be about his complaint or my complaint. And so we sat there the entire time. He had to hear my speech and stuff. That's at least nice. He had to take an hour to be chastised by some fucking dickhead. So whatever. So he was there, the sergeant, the complaint lady, and then it was just all, my track record tells you I don't have to prove it. My track record proves.
Speak for yourself.
And it's because nobody can complain because you just say, no, I didn't. I would also have a perfect track record if I could just walk around going, no, I didn't the entire time. Anyways, so Trump got shot at again or whatever.
Yeah. I didn't watch the video. My girl watched it this morning, and I was just busy doing stuff. But I'm just telling you, before you go into it, I'm assuming you've seen the video.
Yeah, I caught up on it.
I'm immediately going, I get it. it could have been 3 times, but I'm really like this. This is making him look good in times where,
I don't think anyone believes this one.
Yeah.
This one has gotten like, you just read the comments of any of the whatever, and like I don't have particularly super lefty sources or circles I'm in, so like. All you need to know about how people in the real world feel about things is to read the comments on a Breaking Points video. Like a Breaking Points comment section will pretty much tell you a good idea. Is there a consensus or is there a disagreement on either side of this thing? And this is just consensus. This is just nonsense.
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't. Like it's funny that like, and not that I want shootings and whatnot, but imagine it wasn't fake. At what point of your Trump do you look in the mirror and go, they've shot at me 3 times now.
Yeah.
Maybe I gotta fucking change something about myself. Like, what does it take to have a moment of reflection aside from 3 separate people try to kill you?
You're talking about a introspective, self-aware person, and even if you like him, you cannot believe he's introspective.
That does seem to be a particular skill he's lacking. But no, this does seem fake. Butler seems fake. The Ukrainian fucking whatever one seems fake. And I wasn't even into Butler was fake in the beginning, to be completely honest. Like, they killed a fucking guy and it plays on your sympathies that like somebody else died in a situation and whatever. Now, a lot of times these things aren't fake. Ultimately, a lot of times, listen,
allowed to happen.
You could probably get a pretty much almost anything the president shows up to.
Yeah.
There's probably 1 or 2 guys that are crazy trying to kill the president.
Sure.
Like, right?
Yeah. You're right.
Like, remember when Obama was inaugurated? The whole thing was they had like holograms of him on the stage. So if someone tried to snipe him, they wouldn't be entirely sure like which Obama was real or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't hear about that, but I just
you're just agreed.
I agree. I could see them doing that. Doesn't even seem like a bad security idea. That seems like
I might
a good
be
idea.
Mandela effect. It was like his inauguration speech or something. It was like one of the big public speeches he had in the beginning, and the whole like he's black, so they'll kill him thing was like pretty big in the beginning of Obama.
And we know at least some evil whites discussed killing him. There's no way we don't believe that
online chatter, certainly, you know. So like
John McCain was generally not hated by either side. And I'm sure if he had become president, I'm sure if he became president, some people would be like, I'm going to fucking kill.
He's Hitler. And
he's Hitler. Yeah.
And listen, I'm not saying that the overblown fucking stupid fucking rhetoric that everyone does around Trump of he's literal Hitler, that doesn't contribute to some of this too. But like, most likely at all times, there's just a dude trying to kill the president probably. If there's not, why not? But anyways, so this guy was staying at the hotel that the White House Correspondents' Dinner was at. He apparently booked it in April. He didn't seem to be terribly political online. He donated $25 to Act Blue for Kamala, but like, whatever. So like he was, was probably left leaning. He was like a teacher. I don't know why that mattered. It is weird that these like sometimes just seem to be normal folk. Like he doesn't seem to be like off in any way.
Super crazy.
Yeah. So he apparently booked his room in April to be in the Hilton and whatever, and got through the security. Sanker as all right. Yeah, jump in. Joining the podcast is the beautiful. Here, you can grab the mic and you can sit in my lap if you want, so you're on camera. Oh, stop it. This is going to be a riveting part of the... Is there anything I missed in the cop part that you want to add? Yeah, it is. It is crazy that we're on episode 3 of that. Oh, Sanker's back. Say bye to everyone.
With cute while I was away.
Yeah. We got adorable briefly.
No, my girl messaged me. She's like, You like that knee? If you like that knee,
fair enough.
If you don't,
Yeah.
sorry, my girl said she might come in, so I unlocked the door.
Tell her come in.
They never. I don't know. It's just too. It's like, can we believe in some conspiracies? Because this feels too weird.
Yeah, like this one's just silliness. It seems very clear he wants this fucking ballroom in the White House, and what better way to say you need the fucking ballroom than to have the White House Correspondents' Dinner off-site, and then some guy just runs past security. Like, the video is literally he just sprints past the security.
Yeah.
More than likely, just crazy people are always kind of hovering around the president, and at any moment, if we just want to allow one of them to fucking go loose, we probably just could. Most of this is always that. Now the Butler one, I don't know, all the silverware's gone and the fucking whatever. that one's like a level of funk that's even like a little higher so far, but who knows what we'll find out about this. The Ukrainian guy that tried to shoot him at the golf course, that one was like, that guy had been on like MSNBC at one point as like a Ukrainian correspondent and shit. Like, that one was all wackadoo as well. So yeah, this stinks, and it's like I almost don't want to like humor it too much, just because like it does feel incredibly fake, and maybe giving it sunlight is like the wrong idea. Like, we have our mutual friend that some people that watch the pod will know, Charlie Paradise, right, and you know Charlie lies endlessly. And or has delusions. We're now trying to figure that out. But either way, the way we've had to learn to accept that is we just kind of like ignore it now. Like, when the story starts with we don't humor him and his lies anymore. I met the girl from All Saints. Oh, that's awesome, man. Like, and then that's it. We just let like
that's. Am I right in thinking that you're suggesting with this latest Trump lie, you just go, hey, news, don't cover it. Just don't.
We should literally spend a day going, God, that attempt's wacky, and then let it go. Like, because the more time we spend talking about it, the more it just works, right? Like, it's crazy. We've gotten this far to where we're now on the third possible fake fucking attempt where we're like, where's this sitcom going? We're running. Did you ever watch, were you a Golden Girls guy at all?
Yeah, sure. Who wasn't?
Golden Girls, fantastic fucking show, right?
Yeah.
The problem with Golden Girls became there was really only two formulas to the episodes. It always became some random family fucking member was visiting the house of one of the three gals that you had never heard of before, and then like hijinks ensue, or one of the girls is now dating somebody and it might get serious, and what if they move out of the house? What if Blanche is gone? Whatever. And eventually it became a little stale. The writing was great, the acting was great, but the premises became a little redundant after a period of time. This Trump presidency is getting redundant very early on. This show is getting boring. And I don't know what to do, because the whole thing is the show. Like, most people appreciate Trump for the show. So when the show kind of jumps the shark and people start going, whatever, you got to kind of start treating this like Charlie and just kind of ignoring it. No one tried to kill the president last night that isn't trying to kill the president every goddamn day of the week. He's just a loon. He should never have gotten that far. The story is only guy that's staying on Hilton somehow has access to fucking running past one level of security to try to get to the president. That's the story. Well, what happens when you dig into that story? Well, then the story becomes, well, how the fuck is that possible? How the fuck is it possible that if you just booked a room at the Hilton, you only had to sprint past 4 dudes to get a gun in there? That's the story. And then the story quickly becomes, it seems like they probably wanted that to happen. So, like, just ignore it. Just fucking ignore it. Everyone just move on. Like, it happened on a Saturday. God bless that most people record their podcasts on Monday, because hopefully they'll have a day to fucking ignore it already. Like, it's whatever.
You know what this feels like? Because I have to remind myself this is term 2, because you forget, because it was 1 and then someone in the middle, old guy.
Roosevelt.
Yeah. So this kind of feels like, you know, when there's like a really good movie, but it was kind of more of a cult classic, like it, whatever. And then they're making the second one and they're like, we have to up the ante for this to even, like, we got to go crazy. And then oddly enough,
Gremlins.
That's worse. Gremlins, or I was actually thinking, even though I found it very funny, the second Harold and Kumar, they're going to Guantanamo Bay. They're running into George Bush. It's really like the first movie was about two stoners going to White Castle.
On a little adventure.
Yeah, and they went way over the top. You know, I feel like he's like, he's like what, in a year and a half?
He's getting shot at 3 times. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems it's too much.
It's too much. It's too much. And again, it's the same as Charlie. I hate to keep comparing Trump and Charlie.
Charlie's second terming right now.
Yeah, like he's in his second term of Charlie Paradise, and it's getting a little fucking nuts. There's no way. Charlie is Michigan J. Charlie. You know Michigan J. Frog? He's the fucking hello, my baby, hello, my darling frog.
Yeah.
Where if people
Warner
are
Brothers.
Around, he's just a fucking frog and nothing happens. But the second nobody's around, he's singing and dancing and getting into adventures. That's him.
Is he probably the opposite though? Like when he's at home alone, he's probably just
but that's what all the stories happen. He's not really singing and dancing.
Right.
It's that if you believe Charlie, every time no one's around, he's the most interesting life you've ever heard of any man who's ever lived.
Right.
Charlie should have written 3 novels of his life because by the time, whatever. He's so fucking interesting. But no one's ever around for it. So, anyways, there's enough Charlie content because he's not here. But, all right, let's do one of these 2 topics I sent you.
Oh, yeah.
And then you don't have to pull them up. We're good. I got him.
Well, I just reminded myself, too. Yeah. One of them made me laugh harder than the other.
Would you rather 4 tips for when you get laid off or AIDS in Zambia?
One is definitely funner.
AIDS in Zambia, I assume?
Well, okay, no, that one it did make me laugh because I am a believer. This goes back to we're talking conspiracy theories. I am a believer in. I'm not saying in every instance ever a disease that was rampant somewhere was given to it by the government. Not every single time. But do I think it's happened? Yes.
Sure.
Let's say 1 out of 4 times. Let's say a
1
quarter
out of 4 diseases?
Yeah, 1 out of 4 diseases government inserted.
Sure. Okay. Wow.
Maybe it's a strong number, but whatever.
Yeah,
I'm just picking a number at random.
Tay-Sachs?
That one I don't remember.
Real or fake?
Swine flu.
That's a Jew one.
No.
Swine flu. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Whatever.
I guess if you start getting into, I was more thinking like tuberculosis is bullshit. Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like I don't know where exactly the level you're going with it, but
well, what I would say is I didn't read the article properly.
Okay.
I took a couple quick peeks at it, and I'm a left-wing guy. But do I think it's possible and it's too coincidental that Trump gets rid of like some funding for something? If I was against that and I had less morals than I believe myself to have, I would go, if we do a control burn and give AIDS to 2 to 3 people.
You don't have to do that much to make the numbers jump a ton.
Yeah. And then we come out with an article about how Trump is killing Zambians with his anti-AIDS
care of AIDS.
Yeah.
And then the question never gets eventually asked, which is, why the fuck does America have to be responsible for Zambia's AIDS at a certain point? Like, it does now. Listen, if you believe that like the U.S. gave Africa AIDS, then like that might be a different thing. I'm not saying that like in good times. Yes, again, I'm also left leaning, so I like
helping other countries. I don't have a full issue with it.
For sure. But at some point, it does get a little ridiculous to be like America's. I guess it's just a right now thing, where like there's other times in my life, there's other times in history where I'd go, yeah, America, come on, man, you got it. You don't need to fucking let them, like you could help out this AIDS situation, whatever. But right now, just when I read that article, my immediate response was, leave them alone. They've got their own problems. Could you guys just maybe concentrate on the AIDS thing for a minute? You have some money. These African countries do not have money now, by the way. This is also like a weird And like that feels racist at a certain point where we're just like pretending like cobalt. And I know that China has pillaged them. China pillages us. They also own all of our oil. So like, don't tell me it's simply just China owns their oil too. So whatever, we still make deals. They don't just go and take it for free. Countries are making money. Yes, there are despots. Yes, there are dictators. And often when a country when a country has a large portion of its its GDP is natural resources, the quality of life for the people living in that country tends to be very low because it's very easy to become monopolistic with natural resources. Me and you are not going to start cutting down the trees and selling them to the fucking US. That's going to be some monopoly at the top that has the ability to do that. So that becomes a problem. But ultimately, we're talking about countries. And the country of Zambia probably has enough money in the coffers to handle their AIDS problem. Like, and is there I don't know enough about Zambia. I'm not going to pretend to. Is there some religious or cultural thing in the way that's whatever? Maybe it's a devout whatever country and they don't like dealing with AIDS stuff because that means sex happens or whatever. Mm-hmm. So fine. But there's got to just be like a not-for-profit, or it just can't be America. Like at a certain point, we can't all just look to America and go, hey, America, can you fix our fucking thing for us, please? Like, I feel like the America of my world right now. And again, you're a great nation state that, like, if I'm America of this universe right now that we're kind of in comedy, and that sounds narcissistic, but whatever, I run this particularly right now, so it's kind of what ends up happening to a degree. If I'm the America, you're a perfectly good German. Like, you're doing great.
I don't want to. Can I not get Germany?
Fine, not Germany.
Let's go somewhere less.
I just wanted there to be like a level of importance.
Joking. I was hoping for Canada.
Canada's fine. Yeah, you can be Canada. You know what I mean? Like, perfect. You're Canada. You're doing everything all right. Germany was actually meant to be more of a. Germany is far more important than us. So
sure, yeah,
in the sense that they're kind of the capital of Europe.
I respect that.
So I was trying to say something nice, but like, I can tell you as the America of this little hub of our comedy community. I'm not saying the entire Toronto community, just our little enclave of Toronto comedy. I'm kind of tired of handling Zambia's AIDS all the time. Like, I'm kind of tired of every time Zambia gets AIDS, they ask me to deal with it. And like, on top of it, maybe stop putting that fucking pressure on us on me all the time. This is getting too personal. But this is where this argument departs from global politics and it starts getting to be about Rob. But like, you can't keep complaining about all the other things I do all the fucking time when every time you get AIDS, you show up at my door and go, hey man, can you fix the AIDS? You haven't been showing me enough AIDS attention and now I got AIDS again. Can you fix my fucking AIDS? Whatever, man. We all got problems. All of these fucking places. And we had to this is a nice full circle. I know you guys let you get your evening on. But like, there needs to be some fucking self-reliance. And that's not meant to be bootstrappy and conservative. It's literally from a place of understanding. In the next couple of weeks, we're going to do a Jordan Peterson episode. Because, yes, did he become a weird, benzo-addicted, commie-fearing fucking lunatic at some point? Yeah. But there was a point where Jordan Peterson was actually very useful for young men. And we didn't need to malign him so bad that he fucking went and got in a coma in Russia. Like, he could have been. You know what I want to say to a lot of the people in my life? Make your fucking bed. Stop. Josh, who I love, Josh Thompson, we had him on the pod, trying to rehab him. I love Josh. Stop telling me about replacement theory. Make your fucking bed. And like, maybe, you know, why did people like Trump? Why did he get as far as he did? Because he was kind of saying the same thing as Jordan Peterson about the whole world. What he described what he was going to do was that it was going to be time for Zambia to make their own fucking bed. You handle your AIDS thing. We've done what we can, but we're not really in a position anymore to fucking do that. Like, we don't got it no more. You know? And like, at a certain point, if we did give Africa AIDS, and maybe we did, I don't fucking know.
I'm a slight believer in that.
I'm not a complete disbeliever in it.
Yeah.
But there is also a certain point where, I don't know, man, it feels better to deal with your own shit. Like, we'll talk about states' rights, and well, this state lost the right to choose, right? And that's terrible. But the reaction often will be, well, they can just go to this other state and go live in a state where they have the laws that you like, and people will go, oh, you're gonna tell someone if they want to live in the place that has the rules that they like, they got to go all the way from fucking Mississippi to New Mexico or to fucking whatever. But then at the same time, and the same people will go, oh, well, they got to leave Honduras because they got to come here because Honduras is all fucked up, and Honduras is partially fucked up because of us, and that's all true. But they got to come here because that's all fucked up. And it's like, why can we see it in our own country? We can go like, oh, well, maybe it shouldn't be fucked up here. Like, why does this person have to leave for their life to be not fucked up? Why can't we just do something about the fucked upness? And when it comes to everyone else in every other place, we go, oh, well, their shit's fucked up, and so they should just whatever. Wouldn't it feel nicer? And again, and now we're right back to helping again, but like help in the right way and help them defuck their places. Like, and that the biggest start in that would be to stop meddling in the shit. And so, do you know what the end result of that? And I'll stop. Do you know what the end result of that AIDS thing is? Trump wants mineral rights, so they'll get the AIDS money back if they cut a deal for mineral rights. And it's like, how about you just keep your minerals and you use that to deal with your AIDS? I know you. I don't mean like.
Yeah, no. Make money off of minerals.
Sell your fucking minerals and pay for your AIDS. Like, what is this? What is this fucking what is this daddy bullshit with the whole world and everything, whatever? Why we gotta just get back to we fucking handle our own shit. Like, and I know we're interconnected, and I know whatever. There's always going to be trade. There's always going to be travel. There's always going to be these relationships, and there's always going to be whatever. But make your fucking bed, and then have a good night and sleep in it. That's been Rob Loves Arguing.